Do you feel the vibes?
Hi everyone, and welcome to Micks Mowers. So this is the first candidate for the year, a Sovereign Briggs and Stratton 3.5 classic lawnmower. It's in pretty rough shape, to be fair, but majority of the cosmetic is just paint flaking, so I'm not sure whether to actually out this in the condition it is, or to actually strip it down, take the engine off, and fully repaint the whole deck. We'll see what it looks like after I give it a jet wash. It comes complete with a grass box and also has dead man's handle and power drive on it as well. The wheels, well, the front wheel wants a bit of work on it by the looks of it, and just wants a general tighten up. It's come to me as a non-runner. The back wheel is a bit out of sync as well. Let's see if we can find a date on this, see how old it is. I'm not seeing a date off the top of the serial. I'll probably find one off the engine. Let's have a look underneath to see what underneath looks like. Yeah, it's all there. As I say, it is just paint flaking, but no actual rust on it, so to speak. The blade looks good, and hopefully the belt's in there as well. It's come to me as a non-runner, so let's just see if I can get the turnover. Okay, let's see if we can get the start first off. Full dead man handling. No, nothing at all. Okay, so let's give this a wash off, bit of a tidy up, and let's start to inspect the reasons why this free lawnmower is not running. Okay, so we've now got it up on the stand. The first thing I want to do really is to check for oil, to see if there's any oil in the machine, number one. That's the main reason, but check the quality of the oil just by putting a flathead screwdriver in here and twisting. That will give you your dipstick. Let's take that out, give it a wipe, put it back in again, and back out. Okay, there's quite a bit of oil in there, and the oil looks to be quite watery, so I'm going to do an oil change on this to begin with, but before that I needed to check the spark on the spark plug to see if we've got a spark. I picked up one of these. I got it for Christmas actually, for my mum, which is quite handy. I got the idea off of Paul Stamp off of Repairing Lawnmowers for Profit. I was just tipping engines over and it was getting a bit messy, so this vacuum pump makes short work of that. So in fact I might just set that up now, so I can just start to siphon some of the oil off whilst I'm getting the spark plug out. And there goes the oil, straight into the can. Give that 3 or 4 pumps and that'll do its own thing then. That's a really handy tool. Okay, let's have a spark plug out, see what that looks like. It's nice to see a half decent spark plug. It's not too bad, but I'll give that a clean and then we'll test for spark. Okay, so spark plug's had a good clean, so I'm just literally going to put the spark plug back into the housing and then place it onto the cylinder head just so that we can then test the spark, like so. I'll give it a couple of pulls and then I'll watch the video back to see if indeed we've got a spark. Yep, lovely. Okay, so we have a spark. That's a good thing. So that can go back into the cylinder head. Something like that. Just going to give that oil primer another couple of pumps because the oil was quite bad in there. It looked like water, to be fair. The bloke said the engine's been sat for 2 years without running, so that's quite a while. Right, let's have a quick look at the air filter and see what that looks like. Just a flathead screwdriver in the top. It's not too bad, it's very oily and a bit wet when I wash it off, but it's nice to see that the governor springs are all in place. Good to see. Just some test of primer, see if the fluid, if the liquid runs through, which it does. It actually primes really well actually. So let's get the oil changed and then we'll give it another go with a clean spark plug on to see if that's made any difference. Okay, so all the oil's now out and the new oil's going in, which is good. I just took the air filter off to have a look, see what that was like. It looks like a really good conditioned air filter, but like I said, it was full of oil and it's really perishable. It's just falling apart in my hand, so that could be a good reason why the mower wasn't starting. It's been starvation of air. So I've got a new clean air filter there. Well, it's actually not new, it's second hand, but it's been cleaned, but it's in much better condition than the other one was. So I'll put a new air filter in there when one comes in. So we've got good spark now. The primer bulb works. Let's have a quick look at the fuel. It doesn't look too bad. It smells quite stale, so I'm going to drop the fuel tank off and just put some fresh fuel in. I'm not going to go for a carburetor clean just yet. I'd much rather just see if it would go with the fresh fuel in. As I say, the primer bulb is actually priming quite well, so I don't really want to take the carburetor off if we don't need to. Let's just check the oil level on there quickly. I think it's still a bit low at the minute. It's reading high. I might have put a bit too much in, just ever so slightly over top, so I'm just going to take some out of that. I'll let it settle first for 15 minutes, maybe give it a quick little pull over just to see if it doesn't get any more, and if not I'll take some out. So let's move on to the next part. And let's have this fuel tank and carburetor system taken off. So quite simply, we want a 13mm socket with a bar. And that just goes onto there. Crack that one off. Get him started. And then 10mm for the front, which is around here. I think it's going to be a 3/8, so slightly smaller. I'll take that one off. Now these little trays are fantastic. They're magnetic, so you don't ever lose any bits. Because I'm always losing bits. Let's take that 13mm out of there. Good. Okay, now to remove this fuel tank, you just pull away slightly and then tilt up to take out the linkage. There's the linkage just there. You just with a slight twist. This is how it pops. On the back of the carburetor, there'll be a little tiny plastic ring with a rubber O-ring in there. Generally these sit, when they come off, just sit on this inlet here. So just make sure that all comes complete with a gasket as well on top of the carburetor. That looks like it wants to stay there, so I'm not going to argue with that. What I want to do is just put a rag inside the top of the carburetor housing, just to stop any foreign objects going in. And let's have a look at this fuel system. Down, so you can see. We'll go and grab a jar and we'll have that fuel out. Okay, now I always keep hold of old jam jars, coffee jars, things like that, purely for this exercise. They're always subject to requirements. So let's just have this fuel out of this system. Let's see what we're looking at. Okay, yeah, the fuel's gone stale. It's a yellow in colour and it smells a little bit like varnish, and I'm seeing some speckles of water in there as well. That could have been from where I washed the mower off, but that fuel's definitely stale and had it. But I'll always keep that just for cleaning the tops of the carburetors off with a paintbrush for future use. Okay, so I'll just give that carburetor tank set up a bit of a clean whilst we're here and whilst it's to hand, and then we'll put this tank back on, put in some new fuel, and then we'll try and start it again. Rightio, so all levels now been filled up. The carburetor and tank is now back on, and I'm just going to tighten up the air filter. That'll be enough. Doesn't have to be too tight. Put some fresh fuel in. Simple job. Goes back on top. So that's all clean. So far all we've done to this mower is clean the spark plug, which I'm guessing is the root cause behind the problem to it starting. We've done an oil change, and we've also taken out the old fuel out of the system. Got a second-hand air filter in at the moment, but I will give that a clean, or possibly a new one. So that's that done. Just want to double check that this dead man's handle here is actually working, and down here you'll see, get a better angle of it, you'll see the marker switch working, and I can hear a clicking noise, so that is actually making contact to the marker switch, which is located under here. Take this nut off, under here you'll find a switch, and if that isn't connected then it won't send a spark via the solenoid or magneto to the spark plug. So I think we're in a position now where we can try and restart it and see what happens. So let me just get you set up. Fantastic. Let's give it 3 pumps. I'll give it 4, 1 for luck. H2 leads on. Dead man's handle in. Just make sure there's nothing underneath the mower that's going to get hit by the blade. See what happens. What's very strong. Okay, so that's running, but I'm going to need to put it down the bottom of the garden out of the way, so to burn some of that smoke off. There's a lot of oil and water. I can hear it crackling. So what I like to do is get a piece of string, an old pull cord or something along that line. I've got something to hand, which I have, and take it down the bottom of the garden just to run it up. That way it doesn't upset any of the neighbours. That'll do. Let's get it running again. It should start straight up again, I'll say. And then I'll just let that do its own thing. Gives me a chance just to get rid of some of this old fuel and what have you. Bit of a tidy up. As you can see, it's smoking a little bit at the moment, but that should all clear. We'll give it 2 or 3 minutes just to run up. Have a look in about the next 2 or 3 minutes. See if that clears. Check the oil again. And if it doesn't clear, then there may be other issues. Maybe a valve's come unseated. It's not along that line. But let it run first. Let it try and clear the system out, and then we'll see how it goes. We're still smoking at the moment. And we'll see. Okay, so as you can see, that's been running now for about 15 minutes or so, and it wasn't smoking at all whilst it was running, so it's all cleared out. Now I'm in two minds what to do with this, because I'm in it for nothing. The mower's given to me of a member of the public. I've put in some oil, I've just cleaned the spark plug up, and I've tidied up the air filter. The dead man's handle works, the power drive works. I've got to sort the wheels out, but financially this mower doesn't cost me anything. So I think what I'm going to do, as it's the beginning of the season, I might just out this one as a cheap mower. I should give the blades a sharpen, sort them wheels out, because the wheels are a bit wonky. That won't be a hard thing to do. Just literally got to straighten up. I think it's this one. Yeah, he's just come adrift, so just tighten that up. And bend the metal back. I'll give the blade a sharpen to make sure that's nice and sharp. The box is all complete and in good condition. Wants a bit of a tidy up in there, so I'll get a jet wash out, tidy this one up, and get it out and sold. So it's a good little mower, really. It's a bit grubby. That's not how I like to let them go, but as long as they're running, I tend to do a 20-minute test on all my mowers. So once they've been serviced and running, I then start them cold, tie a piece of string up on my dead man handle here, tie it back. I'll go and get a cup of tea, let it run for about 20 minutes, and then come back, let it settle down for 2 or 3 minutes, and then start it again whilst it's hot. So it gets a cold start, hot start, and a 20-minute test. And generally anything electrical or fuel wise, if that's going to rear its head, it will rear its head within 20 minutes. So that's one that's good to go. Just wants a bit of a spruce up and a tidy up, and that's another cheap mower. Money in the pocket.